Right, well, good evening everyone, and welcome to Happy Community College, and particularly to Open Kitchen. For those of you who haven't been here before, I'll say a little bit about the college in a moment, but the plug for Open Kitchen, this is our training restaurant where our apprentices and also Jamie Oliver's apprentices get a bit of practice. We're open to the public, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday during term time, lunchtimes and evenings. And we also take corporate bookings, so you can bring your team, take them upstairs, do a bit of mystery cooking together. And the kitchen's used by the Great British Bake Off, and then come down and eat together. That's the sales pitch. Done on that one. We've got a little video camera, which I hope, if you don't mind, we're going to just take a little bit of film this evening. Anybody object to that? You can't order? Good. All helps us with the record. I guess we should do some introductions so everybody knows. I'm Ian Ashton, I'm principal here at the college.
I'm Matt Wells, I'm head of Apprenticeships for Communication.
I'm Charlotte Miles, I'm the HR manager at the Wheel
Joe McLeod, design director for us too.
Nick Barnhill from Buck.
Stephen Price from Andy's
Nick Darkhill from Holborn.
Chris and I from Midland.
Dylan from Marlow.
And Tom from Bow.
And I'm Kate, I'm head of department for media, IT and business from the college. And I'm Brian Hughes, I'm head of ICT media.
Nick, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so this is everyone going. Apologies here because there's two or three people who requested to come, this couldn't make it this evening. This is intended to be a kick-off and a sort of refresh of something we did back in November during Internet Week when all of the teams were kindly put us up here and we spoke and launched into the opportunity to create what I think is fair to say the first digital apprenticeship scheme. So one of the opportunities that I'm interested in, and I think when we came out of the meeting in November that it seemed to be the exciting part, is the government has a framework and a sort of setup in terms of apprenticeship programs for many different areas. They don't have a digital one yet. So it seems quite an opportunity for all of the people, and I purposely kept the email list very open to see the companies that have shown an interest. And I think companies that I respect, and John and I have sort of wanted to be involved in this, could have a lot to this. The other thing is there's an opportunity, there's a sort of skill shortage that we all have in all the different types of businesses that we operate in. There are some sort of different ones around the table. There's a skill shortage which I think we can help improve by launching into these apprenticeship things. And I think there's also a responsibility to give something back to the area that we've taken a lot out of. Another have done a lot there in the past, and this is an opportunity to be able to do that. Now this evening is for people to understand what's about and to go, yes, I'm in, or it doesn't really work, so it's not really works. But if it's in, then I've got to get the calendar right here. But we're hoping to create the structure for the framework, for the apprenticeship framework, across 3 working sessions in March, April and May. Is that right?
That's right.
And they will, in terms of time, probably be an hour, a 2-hour session?
Yeah, max 2 hours.
Max 2-hour session where we've been sitting similar sort of forum group, discussing things like what skills are you looking to bring on board, what age group are you able to sort of take on board and support, how many people could you take on. One of the questions that came up when we were talking to Ian was, is it supporting one of the students 4 days a week in your company and 1 day a week back to the college? It's those sort of subjects to talk about, isn't it? And get that framework correct, and if it's submitted then to the government, it could be something that launches, we hope, in September. Is there a bit more you want to add to that part? Is that the part I'm probably a little bit loose on?
No, that's fine. And if I do a bit of a formal introduction, and apologies to those who kind of sat through it already, but we'll call it good reinforcement. Dana, you're going to give me a hand with this, and then I'll take you through the formal presentation, and then when we have a bit of a chat and some questions, we've got a bit of a showreel of student work which will just run in the background and just give you a bit of a sense of what our students are capable of. Okay. So we have this real challenge in the local area that we've got this fantastically dynamic economy, and actually in terms of Europe, perhaps the fastest rate of job creation within a sort of kilometre circle of where we are now. Hackney as an area has seen an increase in the number of people in employment of 30,000. The interesting thing is that there's a statistical conundrum there, because although employment has risen by 30,000 in 3 years, the unemployment rate in Hackney hasn't gone down. And the reason for that is that 30,000 new people have moved into Hackney, and we've got, it's a great place to live. I've lived here for 25 years. It's a better place now than it was 25 years ago, that's for sure. Fantastic flats and developments and great restaurants and bars and cultural life and everything else. So it's a place where people want to live. But the challenge that we've got is, as fast as we're creating jobs, they're getting filled by people from outside the area. And as well as the fact that we've got this challenge of local people not getting into the jobs, we've also got the fact that employers like yourselves are still saying it's really, really difficult to recruit people. Even though we've got a talent pool that comes from right across the UK, indeed right across the world, local people aren't getting the jobs and employers have still got skill shortages. Don't. So we've done a little bit of research about why it is that we think that's happening. And we've identified these 4 key factors. And I have to put, we have to put our hands up as education providers. I think one of the key things is we're simply not providing you with talented people with the skills that you need. So although we've got local people who've got talent, they've got aptitude, they're willing to sign up to college, they'll come along and do courses and so forth, they really have not been equipped by us to do the kind of jobs that we've got available. But there's also an opportunity issue. I read some figures a few weeks back that says that within a year of leaving university, more than a third of the UK graduates are working in London. And so, what's happened in London, the great weathers, they used to call it in medieval times, it sucks people in to take those jobs. So that does, in effect, unless we can find ways of creating opportunities for local people, effectively it shuts people out of the local labour market. So it's that combination of us not doing our job properly and meeting your needs because we don't understand what those are, or perhaps our programmes haven't evolved quickly enough, along with this issue of opportunity. We need to help you to create the opportunities that local people can move into. And of course that point about the gender and ethnic diversity, when I walk out this campus, which is 75% black and minority ethnic students, 60% female, and I walk into a workplace around the corner in Redchurch Street, it doesn't look the same. To me, it doesn't look like Hackney. So, and that's not because of a lack of will or a lack of interest or, an issue of discrimination. It's about the fact we haven't succeeded together, us, in bringing those two things together. So one of the things that I would like to set as a kind of objective for the programmes that we run is that within about 5 years, your workplaces might look a bit more like our student population. And of course there's good business reasons as well, because for many of you, your clients or your clients' clients are students. The purchasers of Coca-Cola or PlayStation or mobile phones or downloads. They look and they are our students. And if your businesses can understand by having our people in your workforce, then actually there's potentially a great business benefit as well. So what we're trying to do is create what we're calling a progression ladder. An opportunity for 17 to 24-year-olds to try and progress through intermediate and higher level skills. So we get into a bit of educational jargon here. So 3 benchmark points. GCSEs, so if you get 5 good GCSEs out of secondary school, then you're set up a level 2 qualification. If you get A levels, you've got a level 3 qualification. First year of a degree is level 4. And so what we're trying to do is create a bridge, particularly across that level 3, level 4, get people skills, get them into the workplace, and then get them on a ladder that keeps them learning. So as long as they're excited by learning and they're becoming more productive, we think far-sighted businesses will help people to continue with their studies on a part-time basis. So although this programme is about level 3 and level 4, we think it's a ladder that's going to help people to progress. So that's our Tech City Apprentice programme. The other programme which we've developed, which I'm not going to talk about much today, but if you're interested, let me know. And that is we've created a new school for Tech City, Hackney University Technology College, which is a programme for 14-year-olds. Last September we recruited 80 14-year-olds with an interest in digital media and technology. They've started, it's a building on the college campus just around the corner. They've left school and they're doing a mixture of their GCSE programme along with a technical qualification. And that's a 4-year programme for those students, and they're learning computer science, they're learning coding. So we believe that a number of those will be really well skilled for you in a few years' time. And indeed a number of them have got aspirations to be digital entrepreneurs themselves, to set up their own businesses. So that's Hackney University Technology College.
It's definitely what all of that's interesting. These guys are doing coding school stuff. You're doing coding school stuff.
A bit. We're going to the design thing and there's something very much involved.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we'll hook you up with the UTC as well. Thanks. So, what's Tech City Apprenticeships? Basically, it's a programme about giving you access to a pool of talented people. And for us, it's part of a programme of developing the wider skills infrastructure. Clearly, as a college, we're adapting our programmes. Tebe and Diana are responsible for our mainstream programmes, which are full-time programmes in media, in computing, and we're keen to adapt those. And if you're not able to make a contribution to the apprenticeship programme, but you'd like to get involved in coming and talking to students about their work and about what it's like to work in the industry, we'd love you to get involved in that way. So it's a part of a kind of continuum programme. What is an apprenticeship? Apprenticeship is one of those terms, a bit like academy, that lots of people call things an academy and an apprenticeship. But an apprenticeship with a capital A has a specific meaning. Basically, it's got a structure. People are employed, albeit on an apprentice contract, so it can be a fixed term contract. They're paid on at least the minimum wage, so around £100 a week as the minimum. And the apprenticeship has to be at least at level 2 GCSE equivalent, although there are apprenticeships at level 3 and level 4, so A level and first year university level. And there is some government funding available to support apprenticeships. At level 2 and level 3, for 16 to 18-year-olds, the cost of the training is provided, but the employer has to pay the wages. For those who are aged 19 to 25, for level 2 and level 3, it's called co-financed. In other words, the government brings half the cost of the training. For those courses at level 4, the expectation is that the employer will contribute to the cost of the training and the wage. So, in crude terms, to run one of our apprenticeship programmes at level 4, where the employer is contributing to the costs and paying the wage, it will cost something in the region of £15,000 for an apprenticeship lasting about 18 months. It's quite a big cost, but if you compare it with the recruitment costs of going out there into the market, we think it's not bad value for money, and obviously there are other benefits in terms of seeing somebody over quite an extended period and whether they can do the job, helping them to develop the skills that you need. And there are some startup grants. If you've got less than 1,000 employees now, there is a grant of around £1,500 per apprentice if you haven't had an apprentice in the previous 12 months. And there isn't a limit on that. If you take 10 apprentices, you can get 10 grants available. So, what's an apprenticeship made up of? Apprenticeships have what they call frameworks. A framework is a combination of different elements. There are a whole load of them out there, and there are some in this field, but we would need to adapt them to suit your needs. You might have heard of sector skills councils. Those are employer-led bodies designed to make sure that skills programs meet employers' needs. There are a couple that are particularly relevant in this field. Skillset, which is the Film, Media and Video Sector Skills Council, and Creative and Cultural Skills. And both of those are doing some stuff in the digital media area. And for those of you who get involved in our development work, we would get those sector skills councils involved, come and talk to us, and we talk about which of those frameworks look closest to what we need. In terms of the apprenticeship, it's got 4 different components. The technical certificate is the bit you might recognise. That's the educational qualification, so that's what you come to college to learn. There's then some testing of whether what you can learn in college you can apply in the workplace. So the jargon is that's competence-based, and we have an assessor who comes into the workplace, talks to the apprentice and to you about whether the person's able to apply that knowledge in practice, and if they can, they get a national vocational qualification. For those who need it, we have key skills, which are numeracy, literacy, language, IT skills, and then there's some soft skills around employability, and particularly we like to do some of that up front just to make sure if you're taking a fairly raw 18 or 19-year-old who's never been in work, perhaps their family's never been in work, there's a bit of attitudinal stuff you need to do up front to get people ready for the workplace. So those components are what go into the apprenticeship. So just a little bit about us. I remember we had the joy of walking through our fabulous campus. We have about 8,000 students altogether in a year. Fortunately, not all here on every day. About 2,000 on any day. A very, very wide variety of students. We take people from 14. We take people at 16, and we have a lot of adults coming to the college. We also do different types of learning, so we do full-time study, part-time study, we do evening classes, you can come here and learn Mandarin or guitar play. We also run contracts for the Corporation of London. We run adult evening classes down at Bishopsgate Institute. We have our own training company called View Training. They do the direct liaison with the employers. And we've obviously got a number of you already signed up. So we're working with on a number of frameworks around managed workspace, as well as this creative and digital media space. We've also got a separate program already underway, which is looking specifically at programming, so applications development and network management, where we've got a group of companies who are looking for skills in that area, and we're aiming to set up a programming and network management apprenticeship on the same timescale. The group's slightly ahead. We've got a group of about 10 companies there, people like Thomson Reuters, Infosys. We've got a couple of banks involved, as well as some local companies. I don't know if any of you come across Avanti, fabulous little company that puts satellites into space from Shoreditch. Well, they go up from South America actually, but all of the offices, the entire control room is all in a little office just around the corner. Fantastic bit of the dynamism that is our economy. And most of their work actually is in mobile phone communications in South Africa. But it's an illustration of that amazing diversity we've got around here. So far we've managed to sign up about 10 companies on the programming side. We've got about 10 companies out of our first round meeting. And Nick, you're in touch with about another 30 altogether. And our aim is to see if we can get about 20 companies, hopefully around 20 apprenticeships at least, on the digital media side in our first round. So So this is a structure of the apprenticeship programme, but some of this is open to discussion. So we would take people mainly from college courses, so people who've already expressed an interest in this area, already shown a bit of discipline. This is, some of you will know the jargon about NEETs, not in education, training or employment. We're not taking NEETs, we're not taking people off the housing estate straight into this programme. We run NEETs programmes, but for this programme we're looking to recruit people who've already shown a bit of aptitude and application. But we will do some of that pre-apprenticeship employability stuff up front. We're looking to companies to provide an internship across the programme period of about 15 to 18 months. We've got a model that, and certainly in the first group, the consensus seemed to be a preference towards 4 days in work and a day in college. There are block release options which we can look at and talk through. And then underpinning that is support that we will provide. We recognise that for many of you working with 19-year-olds might not be something you do very often. You might need some support, the apprentices themselves might need some support, so having a bit of backup, as well as the workplace assessment, so somebody who comes in every month and sees how you and the student are getting along. So the emerging offer, we've got 2 pathways already underway. One is a kind of digital assistant, IT help desk type, which Tom is in the process of recruiting to. We're just sorting that out, and we're also doing something about managed workspace, and we've got a couple of people like a trampoline and Tech Hub who are looking at taking an apprentice who's basically going to be on the reception helping to manage the workspace. So that front of house thing, those are apprenticeships at level 3, so A-level equivalent. And then these are the ones we've got in development, the level 4 programming and networking, and then with you'll need to have the discussion about whether it's level 3 or level 4 and what kind of qualifications we've got. What we're thinking is our higher national certificate or diploma. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember HNCs and HNDs, but they are an alternative part-time route to getting a degree equivalent qualification. So the great thing about the HNC and HNDs, it's recognised by university. If somebody gets those, they can carry on studying part-time and they can get a degree out of it. And we've got agreements with people like City University to let people carry on. We're also just exploring the idea of a digital assistant course, so something that's much more entry level, which might be around helping people to run their social media and maybe a bit of an office assistant and helper, which probably is a more junior level than somebody that's a bit more rough and ready. But there's quite a lot of businesses around outside of the technology space that we need to realise they don't want to go the way HMV or whatever, and we need to get involved. And another really exciting development for us is this is our Tech City Apprentice programme. I don't know if any of you are contemplating opening up another operation up at iCity. iCity, as you might know, is the recreation of the Broadcast and Media Centre at the Olympic Park, and we're the preferred education partner for apprenticeships, and they're committing to try and create 300 apprenticeships up at iCity. So we're aiming to have 2 programmes, a Tech City Apprenticeship programme here, and then from 2013-14 an iCity Apprenticeship programme up there with a lot of digital media companies moving into there, and we've got discussions going on with BT Television, who are the anchor tenant, and just about to sign up to a deal. The other thing which hasn't even made it onto the slide because we just agreed it in the meeting last night is I don't know if any of you have come across the Evening Standards Ladder for London campaign. They were out marketing apprenticeships in 2012, and they managed to sign up 550 new apprenticeships for Londoners, and they've agreed to work with us as their next partner in 2013, and we've got 4 other colleges going to cover the whole of London with the aim of creating 1,000 new apprenticeships for Londoners across every sector that there is in the capital. But if you want to get involved in this and you're willing, then they'd be really pleased to sign you up to their roll of honour and get you on their website and all the publicity that goes with that. So that's pretty much it. We think we're ready to expand. We've got our early adopters, people like Oak and who have already signed up. What we need is some more of you, basically. And if we can do that, we think that the virtuous circle of helping you get the skilled people you need, along with helping get local people into jobs that they desperately need, is a real win. So that's the outline. We're ready to answer some questions, but Diana, you're going to stick on the show reel and we just let that run in the background while we have a bit of a chat.
Just to summarise, so that's really more structured than what we had last time. So you need 20 companies to sign up to make this a valid scheme.
We need about 20 apprenticeships.
20
It doesn't have to be 20 companies.
So the difference there will be 15 and 20 companies. You can take on one person or more. That makes it a valid scheme that you can submit. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So as I said at the beginning, it's sort of commitment from us as to whether it's of interest and how many people you can take on, if you can commit to the 15 months, and understand that there's a cost associated with that on minimum wage at the very least to support those individuals. That's number one. Number two is, we've all got friends in similar companies who, if you know, would be interested in something like this, please mention it. And I know, Matt's come along, Steve has come along in a slightly different context to one here. Put the extra skills into and mentoring into the course. And Matt's offered to sort of put his company's skills and resource into helping students present themselves to businesses, shape their CVs, understand how they can be more marketable in what is a pretty competitive space. So if you know anyone else who might be able to add, and Christian, you might sort of talk about that area as well, particularly the sort of mobile labs and stuff like that. But I mean, this is, we said last time, and Zena was kind of sort of stepping forward, maybe add more support and management for it, but it's the group that we should be sort of driving forward here. It's Thomas got someone from Oakley on board, and that's how we know Ian and got closer to the college. But it's very much the group that want to drive this forward. And telling more people about it will make it more successful. Getting more people on board is going to make it more successful. And it would be fantastic, particularly Ian stand support, to try and get a momentum behind this and something that stands out as exemplary in the country for doing good work in our sector and supporting that sector. Another thing I was going to say, you mentioned Jamie Oliver, it's a really good example. Jamie Oliver and Mark Hicks already do it. They both come in, I think I might say, and sort of run sessions in your kitchen with the students. And so they were companies, innovatively at their time, one of the first group of people to come in here, and not in our sector, but understanding how this area was growing, and seeing what the talent was here. And how long have they been working with you? 5 years?
Yeah, since we've had our first graduates last year after 3 years.
Okay.
And we had 100% employment out of that. And that was just because people had been in the workplace and they've got something like this where they can, rather than just being in college, they've got an opportunity to practice. Off the back of that, Jamie's now sending the people from 15 now come here to do their 1 day a week off-the-job training.
And they're creatively oriented, creatively driven businesses. Usually it's myself, but they're using the resource here, tapping into the resource here, clearly for their own benefit. That's what I think we should be doing. So, thank you for the detail as well, because that helps. We were talking last time.
Yeah, we've got a bit of shape to it.
Yeah, exactly. So what does everyone think? Because one of the questions is, does support for one person seem reasonable? Does it seem achievable, feasible? Does the 4 day a week sort of structure, 1 day a week releasing to back to college seem something that would work? What sort of skills are you looking for? Should be the first question.
So, just to be clear, do we need to build the structure of the apprenticeship program first? So that's an activity that's going to go on in the next